What's going on? This is Cab Ellis, and this is Questions on the Red Couch. What's your favorite environment to perform? I mean, I feel like the easy answer would be like in New York in front of all of our friends, but I kind of like the more like unusual ones. Like we performed at like a birthday party, like middle of the day one time. You know, people were like eating salads, and we were just like bah bah bah. You know, like I like that shit where it's like more unexpected. You know, and you still got to pull those like demons out of you when people don't know who you are, or it's just not the time for it. You got to find a way to like make it the time for it. So that's always like challenging and nice. What's a songwriting tip you can share? I mean, I don't really feel like I'm in the camp to give tips because I spend like years on songs, you know, and I feel like everybody's got their own thing. I would say my tip would be to just try to preserve your own thing as much as possible because it's so easy as you go on and things get harder, you know, to let it dilute or just compromise it or just like have people tell you, you got to do this, you got to do that. You know, I feel like eventually, if you just stay true to what that thing is inside of you or what it was at the very beginning, find a way to keep that and like have like all these barriers around it, you know, even if it's just one tiny aspect of it. I think that's it because it's so easy to just like lose that to try to make it quickly or you know, that's what I would say. What inspired you to add a horn section to your band? Well, we were kind of talking before, and I first started off just like rapping, like just me, like YouTube beats. And the first like real musician I met was my friend Fernando in Boston. He's like one of the greatest musicians I've ever met, trumpet, sax player. I was also very into Chance the Rapper at the time. Um, so horns was kind of like the first thing I wanted to hear. I wanted to like have an avenue into it. And it's such a smack, like immediately trumpet, you know, it's so shiny and so like, I think there's something so timeless about it that can't really be like quantified. Yeah, I love it. I love it. That's kind of what like fires me up, you know? I feel like with all the motion of the shows and shit, you know, you need that power behind you to feed from it, you know? So it's just been a big influence over me getting to work with horn players. What's your go-to coffee order? As of now, it's coffee, large coffee, hot coffee, all year round, 2 sugars, Domino, and whole milk. Yeah, good amount of whole milk. I love that shit. It's so fire. Who's an artist you'd like to work with? I would say maybe like King Cruel would be sick. Um, Maybe like Mick Jones from The Clash. Yeah, so many people. That's hard. Do you prefer the music scene in New York or LA? I mean, New York, 100%, not even close. That's a done deal. You know, I love this shit. I love New York, man. What is music's purpose? That's a good question. I feel like music's purpose is to like help people, honestly. When I think of the songs that most made me want to make music or most made me want to just carry on, it was music that like caused me to do something, you know? Regardless of what it is, like music when I'm like, fuck it, like I want to stay in or, you know, you're feeling down, music that makes you want to like go out or yeah, just makes you like make a decision about your life, make you think about your life in a different way, you know? That's what I would hope that I would do. I think it's got to be like valuable to people. I was listening to this dude on like a writing seminar one time, just random video, and he was like, "Your work is not anything unless it's valuable to someone, unless it like causes them to do something," you know. So I think for me that's what I would say. Um, you know, propel you to like not give up or not like just continue, make a decision. Uh, yeah. I could go on forever about that, but what's one piece of advice you give your younger self? That's a good one. Start tearing up. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I would just say when I was like younger, I feel like I cared so much. I cared so much about like, you know, whether it was music or just like being a person, You know, oh, what does this guy think of me, or what does she think of me, or whatever, you know? And especially if you're trying to make music or trying to do anything, that is probably the worst, absolute worst mindset that you can have, you know, because you're trying to be an individual, and none of your confidence is going to come from everybody else being like, yeah, that's a cool dude or whatever, you know? Because what gives them the right to say that? What gives me the right to say that about anybody else? You know, you got to like find it within yourself, you know? So that's what I feel like I've been trying to do my whole life. It's just like not hinge all of my self-esteem on what other people think, you know? Even if somebody like loved a song, or if they hated a song, I consider those things the same, because at least it's like a sure reaction, you know? And I would not want people to be like indifferent toward me or the music, but also I don't really care. Kind of going down a rabbit hole. Yeah, yeah. But that's what I would say. Yeah.